Everyone. My name is Keith Carson, and I chair the East Bay Economic Development Alliance, as well as on the Board of Supervisors. And I'm looking around, and I see so many new faces to East Bay EDA, and I really am appreciative to see you here bright and early on a Friday morning. So, good morning. Good morning. I think we're going to have to get a little bit more coffee here. This is one of our signature events, and we always look forward to it each and every year. And I want to start by, first of all, thanking those who are our partners in today's event and have been our partners for quite some time. Stop Waste Partnership Awards program, which is today, and I want to say a special thanks to all of those who've been engaged in helping to organize that, including East Bay EDA's staff, which we have an incredible staff that comes together to help us with all of these events. Our special guests, again, I want to say those who've helped us to put it together has been Stop Waste Partnership, and also we have together a number of others that we will identify throughout the day. And for those who don't know anything about East Bay EDA, we're an organization that have been around for almost 18 years. It's an organization that partners with the Contra Costa County as well as Alameda County to make sure that we maintain and attract business here to the region. It's one of those hybrid organizations that really is a centerpiece for discussion and debate, but come out saying, what can we do to make sure that not only the East Bay, but the entire Bay Area is as healthy economically, environmentally, health-wise as we can be. It's one of those organizations that have our labor leadership at the table, our executive corporate leadership at the table, government at the table, community-based organizations at the table, environmental leaders at the table, all sitting down with their different perspectives, but focused in on what we can do to have this the best place to live and to do business. The first thing I'm going to ask is that any of you that have your cell phones, your iPhones, your Blackberries, all of those things, that you would silence them, or that you would make sure that you don't disturb the other speakers throughout the course of the day. I'm also asking that those who can and still can move around, that you would really fill up the seats that are closer to the stage. I understand that we're at capacity today for attendance, and I want to make sure that we can get everybody in, and it would be less disruptive if people wouldn't have to filter in to the front as we have our panel and our speakers making their presentations today. There are a number of elected officials who help to make up this organization that East Bay EDA works with on a daily basis in both the 27 cities and also the county of Contra Costa and Alameda County. And I would like to recognize at least those that we've been able to identify this morning. And at the conclusion of that, if we've missed some in terms of the introduction, I'm going to ask that you do self-introductions, because sometimes people sneak in, get by, we don't know who everybody is, and I want to make sure we recognize you for being here this morning. Mark Green from the city of Union City, Mayor Green in the back, and I guess now the new chair of ABAG, is that correct? Or soon to be? President-elect, come January, Mark, okay. Michael Gregory, city of San Leandro. Olden Henson, city of Hayward. Tony Santos, city of San Leandro. Dennis Wasby, East Bay Regional Park District. Joanne Weil, city of Albany. Gordon Wozniak, city of Berkeley. Are there others who are in our midst today that I have not yet recognized? Thank you for being here this morning. Any others? You know, elected officials are not supposed to be shy, so Okay, I want to take the personal privilege of having at least our county representatives that are here. We have, I know, Yolanda Balvanitas, who is over social services in the very back. I thought I saw also the person who keeps us, I'm looking around to see if I can find them now. Susan Morinishi is our county administrator. I know she's sitting at the table that I'm at. The person who actually runs the county and knows where all the money is hidden. So definitely want to make sure that I recognize her. Then who else did we meet? Who? Richard Winnie, who keeps us hopefully out of jail. Our county council. Any others that I've missed from the county perspective? Again, I want to thank all of you for being with us this morning. Those partners that I started to reference was Stop Waste Partnership, and I would like to ask all of the staff of Stop Waste to stand. I happen to serve on their board. They work very hard. And I just want to publicly say thank you. We don't always have a chance to say that at our board meetings, but I want to say that thanks to you. And then at the head of Stop Waste Partnership, the executive director, Gary Wolf, who will be speaking later. I'd like to acknowledge and recognize Gary. Want to stand up? Our corporate sponsors, and we wouldn't be able to host these without having the active engagement of our corporate sponsors, Wells Fargo, and I'm going to ask that all of those from Wells Fargo stand as well. This organization would not run without those who serve as officers, and I see Mike Brown. I'm not sure if any of the other officers are here. Would you please stand, Nicole, which I will recognize a little bit later. All those people who give additional time to make sure that this organization is as healthy as it can be. And Bruce Kern, who is the executive director. I see Keith Sutton, Bob Sakai. Who else is here? All of those from East Bay EDA who are staff. Please stand. And then we've been very fortunate at our signature events, and we only really have 4 a year, and I encourage you to not just come to the one that's dealing with green and clean technology and business and where we're going in the future, but also we have a very active legislative agenda that we do in concert with a number of other organizations, not just on this side of the Bay, but the East Bay in its entirety. And we have a signature event that comes up in January. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But we always have ongoing coverage of these events if you miss them because of the fact that we have such great organizations such as Comcast and the San Francisco Business Times. And I'd like to say a special thank you to both Comcast and to the San Francisco Business Times for not only covering this event today, but also making sure that the greater community has an opportunity to tune in and see it in a future date. For those who have not been here before, we know that on a daily basis there are organizations, there are businesses, there are individuals who are constantly making great efforts to make sure that we do our part in not only the Bay Area, but as you read across the country, people emanate from this part of the country to help lead our efforts in cleaning up our environment, the environment that unfortunately we participated in polluting and to some extent continue to do that, but that on some level we are leading the charge in trying to change that. And so we have Green Business Awards that we host at this time every year to make sure that those who are promoting the best practices to reduce the environmental footprint is recognized, and that is the real purpose of today's event. Because of your individual leadership, we've been able to share that information, that passion, the direction that you have as individuals with government leaders who not necessarily have the insight that you do. But this is our opportunity to come together as a community and to change that. The Stop Waste Partnership also includes Pacific Gas and Electric Company, as well as the East Bay Municipal Utilities District, EDMUD, as well as East BA and all of our jurisdictions within both counties to bring this together. And so today I'd like to also make sure that we let you know about another thing that we share each and every time this time of the year, and that's the East Bay Indicators Report. Our presentation for the 2009 is going to be given today, and I'm going to encourage all of you to take away with you one of the indicators report, as well as the Stop Weight Partnership Awards report that we also give at this point in time as well. We're going to have an excited discussion and an informative discussion at the end of today's presentation, and that will be about the competitive advantage through a sustainable supply chain that will be given by Robert Gatto, the Senior Sourcing Director, as well as Kaiser Permanetti and Mike Hannigan, President, will give something back. All of those will be talking a little later on. But at this point, I'd like to recognize and to introduce to bring us the East Bay Indicators Report, Si Meng Tang, who will be here from the regional president of the East Bay market for Wells Fargo Bank, one of our active involvees. And I'm going to say thanks very much for Si Meng Tang to come up at this time.